help me holding on, 'cause I still feel your hello, hello. I know that I'm living with ghosts. WrestleMania.
As promised, I returned to WrestleMania Sunday with the 5 sins I added at the start of Saturday's video, where we sadly have to pay an entire mortgage just to get a single Mania ticket. Hashtag lower the prices. Cody glasses. Wrestler prepares for a match while hidden in the darkness cliche. Looks like another night of potential cliches. If you want to show the fans the wrestlers when they arrive at the stadium, fine. But don't show them what the wrestlers are going to wear to the ring because it's supposed to be a surprise. Takes away from their entrance when you already know what they're wearing. I know that we have Pyro explode after Stephanie McMahon welcomes us to WrestleMania Sunday, but I miss the days when we set off the Pyro at WrestleMania right after the announcer literally welcomes us to WrestleMania. That's how it should always be.
Last time WrestleMania was in Las Vegas, WrestleMania 9.
I would not be boasting about that. Let's just pretend this is the first time WrestleMania has been to Las Vegas ever. Hell, Atlanta destroyed their Georgia Dome just so there could be no proof that WrestleMania 27 never existed in the city.
I was 16, my middle daughter is 16 years old.
Oh, is that why Minneapolis got screwed this year? Shooting off the pyrotechnics without activating the concussion boom. Way to go, Las Vegas. Not off to a good start after last night's rough show.
Io Sky lost to Bayley. Does that weigh on her mind?
I don't see why it would. It's not like Bayley is in this match or anything. I think she's more focused on the fact that she's never won at WrestleMania by this point. I can get the army of people dressed up like Bianca Belair, but what's with a jump rope? That's an awkward addition to the entrance.
These two other people and walk out.
See why I said the jump rope was an awkward addition? We're watching people mess up on the stage. These graphics are really trying to jinx the wrestlers tonight. For Bianca Belair's case, it says she is 4-0 at WrestleMania, which dies tonight. And it says Rhea Ripley is undefeated in world title matches at WrestleMania, which also dies tonight. The only one who got spared was Io Sky, which said she is undefeated in triple threat matches.
Yet again.
Love that little reference. After weeks of literally being on the outside looking in and being shoved away, Io Sky has had enough of the disrespect and immediately asserts that she is the champion in this match.
Although if Io Sky wants to get into a power game.
Another center move for that perfect Hurricane Rana counter by Bianca Belair, throwing Io Sky into Rhea Ripley so that Rhea takes the Hurricane Rana instead. Let's go.
Advantage of those freak gen.
Look at this sequence here. If Io Sky can flail all over the place like that, then she could easily just walk through Bianca Belair and escape the oncoming punches. It's not like Bianca has her trapped in the corner or anything.
Oh my goodness, double block.
Rhea and Bianca each get hit by Io's blockbuster, then have to adjust their positioning in the ring. Ow, that hurt. Oh shit, we're out of place. Quick, move before the center finds us. Uh-oh, too late.
It is much warmer in their stadium than it was last night.
I don't see how that's possible considering Allegiant Stadium is entirely indoors. It's not like last year when Sunday was warmer outside in Philadelphia than it was on Saturday.
Swing is going to have a baseball team here in a couple of years.
That was funny. Bianca swings Io at Rhea, who catches Io, and then they both decide, why not, as they toss Io into the barricade. I love me some good comedy amidst an intense championship match at WrestleMania.
Rhea blames Bianca Belair for losing the championship.
That doesn't make any sort of sense. This is why the build-up was confusing at times. Rhea Ripley blames Bianca Belair for her loss to Io Sky after the Elimination Chamber solely because Bianca was clapping to Io's moves. It'd be understandable if Bianca was taunting Rhea, but all she did was applaud Io. Very stupid if you ask me.
For all three women,
Io Sky pulling a Shawn Michaels from SummerSlam 20 years ago by overselling the Superplex.
out of Vegas. Bianca, shooting star.
That's a 450 splash, Michael. You've been calling matches for nearly 3 decades and couldn't tell the difference between a shooting star press and a 450 splash? Rhea Ripley gets Io Sky in a position for a super riptide from the top rope and does everything in her power, not connecting the move, which in turn allows Io to recover and counter it. I'd be more impressed with the counter had it not been done due to Rhea's stupidity.
Oh, boots up. KOD.
The over the moonsault counter with a kick to the face, which caused Io to back up right into the KOD from Bianca. This match is so wonderfully coordinated for the most part, and that's why it's the perfect opening match for tonight. An excellent match full of excitement all the way around. Let's remove some more sins and hope this momentum keeps up through the rest of WrestleMania Sunday. One thing I like about this is WrestleMania switched up the graphics and the colors for each night of the weekend. Saturday, the match graphics were on a sweet deck of cards. Tonight, it's a bunch of bright colors with the Las Vegas logo in the background.
Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber.
Okay, I can understand Drew McIntyre's losses to Damian Priest at WrestleMania 40 and Clash at the Castle as a result of CM Punk screwing him over, though in the former it was Drew's own fault for getting in Punk's face. But Damian beating Drew in the Royal Rumble match and the Elimination Chamber match is not getting screwed at all. It's the whole point of its existence. How does any of that make sense? So what happens if I press the red button on Drew's chest? Does he start making sense about being upset? Kerry King, bro. Fucking Slayer. And the fact that both Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest literally combined Doomslayer into their two entrances made it even better. What better way to sponsor a video game than to have their entrances performed in reference?
Anything goes here in this scene.
In case somehow you didn't figure that out from this match being labeled as a street fight.
And now McIntyre stalking.
Yes, McIntyre stalking by being entirely unconscious as a result of the stairs whacking him in the face. I find it funny that the American and Spanish commentators switched positions from last night as the Spanish got destroyed last instead of first, so they figure switching places will cause the Spanish team to get destroyed first tonight. Pretty dumb, but let's see if that holds out. Drew McIntyre remains bored at work, and I love that he tweets yet again during WrestleMania just like last year. Creepy face and sadistic plan, but Drew is wasting so much time and not keeping an eye on Damian, who is almost fully recovered.
McIntyre looking for a Claymore.
Drew McIntyre never once takes his eyes off Damian Priest, so he sees Damian get up and pick up a chair in the process and somehow doesn't see anything coming. I gotta add 3 sins to that bullshit.
Claymore. Priest kicks out.
Oh, God.
The Claymore kick obviously didn't work for Drew McIntyre because he clearly kicked Damian Priest in the arm instead of the face. I don't see why Drew would be frustrated that it didn't work since kicks to the arm don't tend to knock anyone unconscious.
McIntyre is going to be peeing blood.
I needed to know that about as much as I needed to know that Jerry Lawler was once suffering from anal bleeding in 2011. What?
Future shock.
Well done, Drew. You just shattered your own back and protected Damian from hitting the stairs whatsoever as a result of the V shape on the stairs.
The Undertaker. Set.
I won't lie, I actually forgot about the 2 tables set up on the outside, but I love that Damian knew he had no shot of stopping this from happening, so he covers his head to protect himself from not just the table setup, but the announce desk that nearly killed JD McDonough back in January. This was an amazing street fight.
The best seat in the house.
Being in a Goodyear blimp is indeed the best seat in the house, except for when you actually want to watch the wrestling because we are clearly shit out of luck out here. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy Penta's entrance, but it feels awkward that the pyrotechnics are so high up and far away from him in comparison to it spinning behind him. This is why WrestleMania should figure out a way to customize their stages without cramping the space. Also, over 11 minutes of entrances, clearly to make sure people can use the bathroom or get some food before the match begins, but still. Dominic Mysterio wears a mask but then can't even take it off. Sorry dude, but because of the many times luchadors had their masks ripped off, they came up with this device that seals the mask onto your head until the show is over. You're fucked.
Explain to me that mask.
Hey, YouTube just turned 20 years old this year, so Finn Balor pays tribute to one of the original memes. It's peanut butter jelly time.
Will wear a commemorative WrestleMania match.
But why is it on his ass?
They're the weak link in this matchup, so I don't.
Penta knows that Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor will more than likely team up as they're part of the Judgment Day still, so he chooses to go after Braun Breaker?
In WrestleMania. And now Penta.
Dominic Mysterio was watching Penta the entire time and could have suckered him in by moving out of the way, but somehow he didn't see that crossbody coming.
Dirty Dom needs those dude wipes after that.
Haha, fuck you.
50%. Penta's half scared, so he'll take 12.5%.
The commentators doing Steiner math during this match was not on my bingo card for this year, but then again, neither was The Rock no-showing at WrestleMania 41.
Experience!
You see, I'm not impressed at all with this because it's a time-wasting move. You got your opponents in the corner waiting to get hit, thinking, will you hurry the fuck up already? Added theatrics doesn't make the kick any more effective than it would be if Penta ran at Finn and Dom. Just saying. When the hell did Carlito get here, and why is he reduced to just being a coattail rider for the Judgment Day here?
Oh, Dom, looking to steal it.
Commentator stupidly refers to a roll-up as stealing the victory cliche, and how can Dominic steal a championship when he's legally a competitor here? Well, so much for your switching places idea helping out the American announce table as it got destroyed first once again. Haha.
Cover on Balor. Dominic.
Heel or not, Dominic Mysterio getting a major WrestleMania moment by winning his first Intercontinental Championship just like his father Ray did 16 years ago was heartwarming and emotional to see. Like father, like son.
By stabbing his partner in the back.
It's not stabbing in the back if it's a fatal 4-way match where it is every man for himself. You should know this, Michael. Interrupt WrestleMania 41 to bring you WrestleMania 38. Apparently a match that involves Randy Orton against somebody he doesn't even know requires a video package beforehand. I know that this is his 20th WrestleMania, but there's really not much of a story to tell here. The mystery opponent is the TNA World Heavyweight Champion Joe Hendry, and I will admit that was a pleasant surprise. I also like that we saw him before the music actually hit, with the door slowly opening for the reveal. That was a nice added touch. Big fan of Joe Hendry. I indeed believe in him. But I also believe that he spent way too much time posing for the crowd than he did actually trying to defeat Randy Orton, which of course led to his defeat in only 3 minutes. Say the sin and it appears copyright infringement. Copyright infringement. I'm a fan of AJ Styles and Logan Paul. Yes, I am. Stop being toxic about it and let me be. That's why I left Twitter. But this match honestly feels like it's existing because there's nothing for these two and they had to come up with something. That was unfortunately the case for a lot of wrestlers thanks to The Rock fucking everything up.
The other shall fall.
Little too overdramatic with this movie if I'm being perfectly honest. It's almost like this is reaching Avengers Endgame levels of intensity. Logan Paul's entrance apparently requires a split screen due to a drone flying all over the place. Knowing Logan and his desires to go viral, wouldn't it make more sense to just have the drone follow him to the ring the entire time instead of showing everything but him? Okay, now this is just getting a little bit overkill here. What is this, one of those YouTube videos where a scene is played out on 3 million screens all at once, causing the sound to assault your ears?
Catching a drone out of the sky.
Not exactly difficult to do if it's slowly approaching you, Pat. Just saying.
I believe a lot of it has to do with the fact that people are jealous.
Fans have clearly said they don't like Logan Paul as a person and not as a professional wrestler and separated one from the other. At least I did anyway.
Lightly, because AJ Styles is
Wow, we're only 15 seconds into the match and Logan Paul has already lost his headband. Again, I question why he always wears it just to lose it within seconds. Honestly, can the announce tables just remain destroyed after it happened? I never liked the idea of rebuilding it because it takes away the destructive feeling.
You learn a lot of tricks.
Running knee.
Well, it was going to be a running knee, but AJ Styles decided to teabag Logan Paul instead.
Take it on the internet.
All AJ Styles had to do was back up a little bit and Logan Paul would have crashed onto the floor as AJ was watching the entire time yet somehow didn't see the crossbody coming. The look on Logan's face as he creepily approaches the drone he brought to the ring with him. Focus on AJ Styles, not this shit.
The Paul from Grace.
Paul from Grace. I guess it makes sense to call it that instead of fall from grace considering Logan has fallen from grace time and time again. Also, can we please stop showing this match from the view of the drone? I'm sitting in the comfort of my own home and yet I feel airsick. Where's the air sickness bag when you need it? A majority of this match is sadly Logan Paul posing for the booing audience and playing around with a drone he brought to the ring. And that's a shame too, because these two guys are insanely talented and I was looking forward to a banger of a match. Why does the show feel like WrestleMania Saturday but backwards?
Hey,
Logan Paul. And I bet even AJ Styles knew he wasn't going to connect the Styles clash from there due to how close he was to the corner.
with a Styles clash.
Logan Paul phenomenally infringing the copyright. Karrion Kross shows up to save AJ Styles and help him win the match, but fails miserably. What's worse is this leads absolutely nowhere, kinda like The Rock's role in the main event.
Into the pulverizer.
I will take a sin off for Logan Paul's finisher known as the Pulverizer. Takes a lot of trust, timing, and coordination to get that move right. That one moment when the graphics for the Women's Tag Team Championship match are showing the outline of Becky Lynch before the man could even make a return. Also, taking Bayley out of a WrestleMania match just to give Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria a mere 24-hour title run was the dumbest thing to do here. Throwing in 5 sins. I feel bad for Bayley here. Also, having the first Women's Intercontinental Champion appear at WrestleMania, but as a challenger for a tag team title match instead of, I don't know, defending her championship in a historic first time ever moment? Isn't it bad enough that Chelsea Green, the Women's United States Champion, is not even on the card of either night? Won't lie, that was a badass reveal of Becky Lynch with the door slowly opening to a loud ovation from the audience, just like when Joe Hendry showed up earlier.
how rusty is she going to be?
Wade Barrett figures Becky Lynch is too rusty to compete after being gone for the majority of last year. He must have missed when Edge returned after being gone for 9 years. It's like riding a bike for these wrestlers.
Crown Jewel champion as well.
The what? Oh, right, that one thing you can win but then have to immediately give back to Saudi Arabia when the show is over. Speaking of, how the hell was the Crown Jewel Championship thing going to work when the show was in Perth this year?
It runs her right into
Raquel.
Raquel Rodriguez leaped too early to connect the big boot, causing her to awkwardly pause and try again.
Becky's got it locked in.
Considering Liv Morgan's arm is not even close to a dangerous position, I don't think Becky Lynch has it locked in that much, if at all. Stone Cold Steve Austin declined showing up to give The Rock a stunner at WrestleMania 40, but figures showing up just to announce how many fans are in attendance works perfectly fine for him. Also, this entrance taking a long time due to Steve Austin missing the ramp completely and getting stuck below the stage for a whole minute. This is why he should have at least practiced the entrance one time before showing up tonight.
You never had him chasing around in that thing.
Stone Cold went from missing the ramp leading up to the stage completely to getting stuck below the stage to crashing into the barricade at ringside. Boy, this had to be a tough night for the Rattlesnake.
I am going to ruin wrestling.
And that's sadly TKO's way of covering up a lot of questionable things they do and Triple H's way of covering up a lot of the sad booking decisions. No special colors, just a blank screen with the words John Cena written on it, and you've already got an amazing entrance. Part of John saying you get nothing, which includes no special entrance, and in doing so, he created a special entrance in the process. Discount Iron Man. The dirt bikes are revving their engines throughout Cody's entrance, but don't even bother to do so at the part where everyone yells, "Whoa." Whoa! Pat, just shut the fuck up and stop ruining shit all the time. Commentators are supposed to stay quiet during these entrances. John Cena wants to ruin wrestling for everyone, but proceeds to do that one thing where the bell rings and the two wrestlers soak in the moment at WrestleMania by looking all around. Also, for the record, things happening just because John Cena wants to ruin wrestling does not excuse any of it from the Sins, and I will continue to call it out because, intentional or not, what I say goes.
We haven't met this John Cena in the ring once.
And after the match is over, we'd like to never see this John Cena in the ring ever again. Not because he's a heel, but because it's not working out for us.
Out of two already.
Oh, Cody Rhodes sends.
I hate to say it, but a majority of this match is John Cena taking a hit and leaving the ring. Then the second half involves the worst pace for a WrestleMania main event, followed by the worst way to end a WrestleMania event next to Hulk Hogan dethroning Yokozuna, conveniently enough in the same city. I guess WrestleMania in Las Vegas is forever cursed.
You get to game speed.
Big boot? Wait a minute. Another big boot? Wait another minute. That's 2 minutes of this 21-minute match spent on 2 big boots and waiting.
Fight back with the big blows and then
Apparently a smack to the top of Cody's head causes him to react as though he got poked in the eyes. Kinda like what happened on SmackDown a few nights ago.
another tackle.
Who would have thought I'd be wanting to see John Cena's vintage shoulder tackles done at the right pace after years of seeing it over and over and over again. I hope this does well for his actual last match, but this is WrestleMania in the main event. First, John Cena slaps Cody's head, which causes Cody to get blinded in the eyes. Then Cody uses the Force on John Cena, which causes John to get blinded in the eyes. What the hell is going on here?
John Cena was taking.
Boy, that's gotta suck. WWE turns John Cena heel and makes him want to ruin wrestling in the hopes that the fans will side with Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. And the fans are booing the hell out of Cody Rhodes instead. Mission failed, guys. Apparently, 2 attitude adjustments in a row, one of them being a super AA, wasn't enough to defeat Cody Rhodes, but Travis Scott somehow was enough.
The STFU!
Oh, are we allowed to go back to that name finally? Does this mean we can finally rename the attitude adjustment back to its proper term, the FU? And the answer to that is unfortunately, no.
Cody turns it around and referee.
What a shock. The referee conveniently walks into the corner where Cody is about to send John into and gets knocked over at the crucial point of the match. Cliche.
Another AA! Is that the 4th AA? Cody kicks out!
Again, I hate to say it, but Travis Scott is part of the cause of Cody Rhodes losing. Meanwhile, 4 attitude adjustments, 1 from the second rope, multiple STFUs, and a smack into the exposed turnbuckle didn't so much as leave a scratch on him. Here are 100 sins for lacking all the logic in the world. Travis Scott has taken about as much time walking to the ring as this match has existed. John Cena be like, "Hit him, Travis, in full view of the referee, which will cause me to get disqualified and lose my opportunity at the WWE Championship. Totally a perfect, flawless plan." I'm sorry, but this deserves a million sins. Cody Rhodes is emotionally torn to pieces about hitting John Cena with the WWE Championship belt after getting hit by that himself. And when he had no problem cheating to win against Kevin Owens and nearly killing the man in front of Sami Zayn. This is completely inconsistent with Cody's booking and a pathetic way to conclude the main event of WrestleMania 41.
John Cena has set the record!
John Cena is a 17-time world champion in the WWE, but it still doesn't beat Ric Flair's record as Ric is not a 16-time champion. If we're going by WWE world titles, then John broke that record a long time ago.